Hey guys, it's Jaeger262 here, back with another vehicle showcase from Armored Warfare's update 0.28. And again, I'm walking my way backwards on the French tech tree, and today we're going to take a look at the Tier 4 AMX-30B2 Bruno. Now, the word with this MBT line has been what I've been saying the entire time. Light support, European style, Western tank, going to be a clone gameplay feel to other tanks. It has 365 alpha, 290 penetration, 2,900 damage per minute, and a reload time of 7.4 seconds. So for all intents and purposes, it's a pretty average tier 4 main battle tank. And so what I put in comparison here is the OF40, which seems unfair since it's in the same line, so obviously should play the same, but for this update it was the tier 4 in the German line, or the Leopard line, so I put it in because it obviously mimics its playstyle. And then the M60A1, because if you saw my AMX-40 video, you know that that vehicle plays a lot like the M60A3. And so if you look here, it is the lowest in damage out of the three. Lowest, well, lower than the OF40, but it has 5 more than the M60. It has pretty good DPM, worse than the OF40. Again, it's not going to be as good as the German tanks at doing that, but it will have better armor, less hit points, but better armor all the way around, and it is the most mobile of the tanks. And so that's kind of how the French tech tree works, just like the AMX-40, so I'm going to keep this part brief. It's fast, it's maneuverable, it has a decent rate of fire, and that's it. They are light support tanks. That's all they're meant to be. And there's nothing wrong with that, because this one also gets the ability to use that 20mm cannon. That's pretty much it. I haven't really played too much in this tank in terms of choosing what upgrades. So the new thing with the French tech tree, which I haven't showed you yet with MBTs, is this Aramid liner, which protects modules. It acts like a spall liner, but it adds the hit points not to the overall vehicle, but actually to the modules. So it's kind of cool. Don't have it equipped. I just went straight for the ERA protection, and I don't think I haven't unlocked anything else. So no upgraded ammunition for me. I guess I could do that now. Let's see, aim time reduced or vision. So I want to go with aim time just because, why not? Improved autoloader, sure, why not? Also, for flash suppressor, that's a pretty great one. It halves your camo factor, so you can stay spotted longer when firing. And again, it's to drive home the fact that these vehicles are supposed to be sniping from the rear and supporting. All cool concept, cool upgrades. I don't really think I'm gonna do enhanced turret drive. I'm gonna do any of those upgrades. I only do firepower upgrades and protection upgrades on MBTs just because I don't really think they're going to be mobile anyway. Now, of course, the French tanks are different. They are quite mobile, so I'll have to look at that later. But that's how I would set mine up with the upgrades I just chose. Faster rate of fire, faster aim time. It complements its special ability of rapid fire. So that's how I'll be playing this game. I'm going to do a quick PvE game and then possibly a PvP game, although I doubt it. It just hit 1 a.m., which means it's 8 a.m. in Russia, so there's probably a good chance of getting PvP right now. So I might have a game up for you for that. If not, I'll just throw up a second PvE game. So stay tuned for those. Thank you so much for watching.
We don't have a lot of time.
Alright, so we spawned into Snakebite. It's a decent map to show off this tank's capabilities. Right now, because of a bug in the update, you never know what map you can get. which makes it always interesting because they're always going to be random. So, again, from the PvP gameplay, that's just how I use this vehicle, constantly firing. Now, a little background on this vehicle that I didn't give earlier. It's a 90s upgrade to a tank that was developed in the 70s. And the upgrade includes tropical engine parts and the ERA kit. It was intended to be sold to African countries where France acted as a colonial power. And it's on immense success because of this 20mm camera you just saw in infantry support, and its success in the world far surpassed that of the AMX-40, which is why you still can see AMX-30s on patrol in some countries, but you won't see any examples of the AMX-40 anymore. Anyway, right into the game, you can see got 2 kills, 700 damage in the first few seconds, and it's all thanks to that 20mm coaxial. And what you're about to see in this game is you can play this tank pretty badly and still get a decent credit pool out of it. Or you could play it really well and still die really quickly. And that's because later in this replay, you'll see that, especially in PvP games, it's really all about the team and whether or not the team can play as a cohesive unit. And so this tank, and the reason I say that is because if I'm in something like my Abrams or my Rosa,
Identify target.
you know, it's like, yeah, the team is important, but I can hold my own in those tanks. They're very heavy. This vehicle relies on the support of its team. And you can see my team's moving all the way up into like the E2 area. And I'm just here alone fighting all these people on the cap. That's not my team's fault. That's actually my mistake. I mean, the objectives give you, I think, a 20% boost, which is great, but when I'm playing a vehicle that's this lightly armored, I want to stay focused on the objectives, focused on getting through the game, and just focus on getting damage, because I can get killed very easily. And so I made the decision not to assist my team to the north, and that's ultimately my fault. I just don't like going through all the objectives on Snakebite. They're all very spread out. It takes a lot of unnecessary time in my opinion. Just don't do it. Now, I'm not the only one who didn't. The T-80 there is helping me, and the IT-1 are helping me out. So, I do have support. And I got a total of 39 hits upon this game. Again, all that 20mm gun. Very effective. But you'll see, I'm going to assist the T-80 in capping. Now, nothing happens to me here, but I did that because the IT-1 shouldn't be, a tank destroyer shouldn't be. However, if there were more MBTs, or even if the Type 59 was down here, then I would not have been on this cap circle. To be completely honest, this vehicle is not suited for frontline play. I'm going to keep saying that, I'm going to keep hammering that point home. It is a very effective support vehicle, and you should play it as such. Now, if that sort of thing doesn't suit your playstyle, I understand that maybe these aren't going to be the line for you. It's certainly not for me. Because as you'll see in the PvP game, they're not accurate snipers, they're mid-range, so this map is fine and they're great in PvE. But it's all very environmental related. You have to really work to make these tanks work. And that was kind of the point with Armored Warfare introducing this line. They didn't want a line that was new and easy to use like the Israeli line. Like anybody got into the Israeli tank, you could just dominate the battlefield. They wanted a line that you needed to put a lot of time and effort into these French tanks to sort of learn how to play them. And here's my biggest mistake on this map. My whole team is now moving north to get out of the combat zone, which is excellent. I hid here instead of going to my usual spot because I wanted to see if I could get more kills with that 20mm. Not only do I miss almost all my shots, but because I got so overwhelmed and distracted by not going where I needed to be, I get killed. Doing a game where I only do 4,200 damage. Now, if I had had some support from my team, that could have been different. But it's unlikely because of just me messing up. And the reason I'm showing you this replay and not one where I did really great is because, yeah, I'm just going to... So that ended kind of abruptly. I apologize. I thought I spectated the rest of the game, but I didn't. So just taking a look at the post-game stats here. It, of course, was a defeat. We did 4,600 damage, made 46,000 credits, 1,500 XP. Not awful. It puts us in third place behind, let me check, behind the OA82 and the IT1. And the reason I showed this is because it is crucial to rely on your team. It is imperative that you play with your team. You need to support them or you will get killed. And this tank does not have a large margin of error, as you saw. So I wanted to show you a video where I made a mistake and couldn't correct it fast enough because this tank doesn't have enough armor, and where I made an even bigger mistake of not playing with my team. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the PvP gameplay. Alright, we spawned into Salzburg, which is the newest and one of my favorite PvP maps in Armored Warfare. And what I love about this map is the ability to flank around the city area. Down and around the road near E6 and C6, you just pull all the way back around to the enemy's flank. And the reason I'm using the AMX-30 to do this is because, just like the AMX-40, it is a very lightly armored vehicle, and so I don't want to get into any fights. And you'll see me wait here for a couple of minutes because I expected enemy tanks to come, and I could I have the penetration value to go through most tanks a little place frontally. And since there's nothing on the road, it's completely flat, it's a good place to ambush. Unfortunately, no enemy tanks did show up on our side of the road, and so I will have to go out and hunt with them. But this will show you how to use this tank effectively. You want to play it as not just support, which I know is all I've been saying about the French line, but you also want to play it as a flanker. You want to get the enemy's edge. You can't really snipe effectively with it. As you'll see, there's an AMX-30 who's trying to snipe from around the 2 line with his team. He doesn't really do a lot this game on the enemy side, and we're able to kill him quite effectively later in the video. And the reason that is because these tanks are not accurate enough, and I didn't cover that in my review of this vehicle initially, but the accuracy on these tanks is not great. They're medium range at best, and so you'll see me moving up, trying to use every bit of cover I have, and that's another reason why I like Salzburg. They have a lot of buildings on streets like this where they provide little pockets to fire from, and these little pockets actually will end up saving my life most of the time because you're able to pull behind a building and secure cover relatively quickly. And so right about now, I believe, is when I spot,
Identify
the
target.
Type 59 Legend. Good premium tank. It's not gonna work. You'll see me hesitate because in a lot of games I will forget to switch between ammo and I don't really know which one I'm firing, so I have to make sure I'm always firing AP. And you'll see that the actual ERA upgrade is quite effective. And so now I pop rapid fire, which is our special skill, and I'm just waiting for him to pop back out. Fortunately, he doesn't. He just kind of runs. And
Identify.
for all the accuracy of this tank, I was so surprised that we even hit that 416 shot. Not only is that it's a mid-roll for us, but I hit that tank while he was moving full speed away while I was moving using the rapid fire, which of course makes your bloom much larger and less accurate. And so that was just, I couldn't believe I got that shot. And so here's what you want to do. You want to be able to shoot tanks in the back with the AMX. And at this point I could pursue it, but I see that my team's pretty much just cleaning up that little plateau, that little town area. So I'm going to go and try and hunt some APCs and stragglers on the other flank. So I'm going to start heading to the 1 line. And this is where we spot, quite on accident, the other AMX-30, and we get spotted relatively quickly. And you'll see how effective the 20mm cannon is when I get spotted by an enemy AMX-30.
Identify
Alright, so there's one. Can't hit him. Tried. Now I'm out in the open. This is where you don't want to be in this tank, and here's why. See, that shot misses us. They're missing.
Identify.
No one can hit us. But I believe it's an AMX-30 that starts shooting us. No, it's a BMD2.
They nailed us.
So yeah, you can see just autocannons tear through the side of this armor like it was nothing. And because of that, you cannot be out in the open. You will get punished. I mean, I came out of that okay. He only did 290 damage to me. Nothing that would end up killing me. But in any other game, I played a game just before this on pipelines, where all it was I was just getting hit by autocannon fire. And so because of that, you don't want to be stuck in the open.
Enemy destroyed.
And right there, you see how he was backing up trying to angle? Don't do that in these tanks. we just missed the BMD's missile. Or we didn't miss it, they just missed us. But what I was going to say is don't sit there and angle like he was. He allowed us to shoot up under him and do that twice. We had a full reload in between and he didn't do anything. Do not, maybe he just gave up, but don't try to angle these vehicles. They have no way to compensate. Their armor's not good enough to angle. What you're going to want to do is either, in a situation like that, go for a ram up close and try to fight it, or reverse. Just reverse and get out of it. The only way you can protect this tank is with cover. Just put your plate behind any type of ground deviation, any kind of wall, building, vehicle, because otherwise you're just going to die. Angling won't do much. And so this is pretty much it for me in the game. I don't actually hit these vehicles. I am able to spot the AMX-30 going after my team, but I don't really do much to them because my 20mm is blocked by the curved frontal armor on that tank. Which in my review of the AMX-30 I said nothing could, it couldn't block anything. Well, it can block 20mm cannon rounds and various 30 caliber cannon rounds. Not all of them, but if they're firing high explosive, it might be able to. Also, as you just saw, this tank doesn't really take a lot of fall damage, which is pretty great. Maybe not important to you. It's important to me. I fall off of things all the time and die pretty easily. I thought I was going to die there, but no, not really. Overall, and I know I keep hounding the AMX line. The AMX-30 is not a bad tank. It's not terrible in any way. You just have to know how to play it. It's pretty tricky. Like you'll see when I'm trying to shoot this Merkava, shattered on a round that should have gone straight through in the back of the turret. Then I missed the next one because of that accuracy. It's not a sniper. So don't rely too heavily on the vehicles for this line. It's not going to be as reliable as a Leopard or something. Just, you got to rely on your own skills. You have to know how to play it, know what you're doing. And that's going to make all the difference. So it comes up with the victory. And again, not a bad tank. You just have to learn how to flank with it, lightly attack, support, no angling, no frontal assaults. I mean, we come up, we do 20,000, well that's because of the times 5. We do 68,000 credits, puts us in 3rd place, not terrible. It's all around a good tank. Thank you so much for watching. Please send a like or subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned, because I'm about to do the AMX-50 next. Thank you so much for watching.